Hello and welcome to Blossom with Busola today. If this is the first time you are coming on this channel, you're welcome. I hope you come and keep coming again and again. And if you're always here, thumbs up. Welcome again. Thank you for always coming. In the past two videos, I chatted with the Akinropos about forgiveness, why forgiveness is important. And in the last video, I gave the hint that we will be talking about apologizing when you are the one at fault, when you know that you've wronged somebody. And a young lady came to my mind. Her name is Johnson. What brought her to my mind is a book she has written, Three is Not a Crowd. When Johnson first asked me to read her book, I thought, okay, big auntie reading little niece's book. That's good. I was happy. But when I started reading the book, I saw that it wasn't just about reading little niece's book. There was a lot for me to learn from that book as a person. Get your copy of Three is Not a Crowd. Adults, guys, gals, it's good for everyone. Like I said earlier, I learned much from it, and you can. Also, the story is enjoyable. The link will be in the description and phone numbers too. And if you like what's going on, please click like. If you haven't subscribed, this is a good opportunity to do so. Comments are always welcome. Remember to post your comments and share generously. Yes, share the link to this video generously with your friends and connections. Thank you very much, Josie, for coming along. Fellow author, Josie, your book, Three is Not a Crowd, but the lead character had to apologize to her two friends at a point because there had been a breach. When I read the book, I was quite impressed at the way Pat made the apology. And I got myself thinking, what could be the experience that Josie may have had that brought about her expressing this through Pat? Because it's often said that fiction is not devoid of the writer's experience, either personal experience or what they have seen around them. Would you like to share how you came about portraying that depth of apologizing and asking for forgiveness and receiving pardon?
Okay, so I'm a kind of person that doesn't really know how to apologize to people, because I view apology as a sign of weakness. Saying I'm sorry shows that you are weak or something like that. And I had a friend, one of my very good friends, when I was in secondary school. We became very close because we had a lot of things in common, and she was just one of the people who I became very comfortable with talking to and everything. So a lot of times we would have some arguments or altercations, and then I would find out that neither of us would want to come forward to apologize, because we were both prideful people and we both viewed apologizing as a as a sign of weakness. So yes, a lot of times our fights or arguments that were mostly very petty would go on for weeks. The longest one was, I think, 3 weeks, and neither would come forward to apologize. So I think the final one, the last fight we had when I was in final year of secondary school, I just told myself that there wasn't any point in just stretching unnecessary arguments. And because usually a lot of times when we fight, it will be a mutual friend that would, call us to just come and apologize to other, and then we'll just start talking like nothing happened. But then this time around, I wanted us to be able to talk about it and just stop and just put aside that pride for a minute, so that we wouldn't miss out on our last days in secondary school. And then we talked about it, and we couldn't even remember what was the reason for the fight. And then I realized that it wasn't And as I had been making it look, apology doesn't show that you are weak, rather it shows a form of strength, because you being able to realize your fault and come out and admit where you went wrong comes from a place of strength as a person.
That sounds deep, and I'll say mature. Yeah, it's true. Apology isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength, strength of character. To come out and say, I was wrong, forgive me, shows a strong character. I totally agree with you. Yeah. So what would you say was the outcome of that apology?
The outcome, I think it's made both of us to be able to grow as individuals, because coming from a place where we thought apology was a sign of weakness to now realizing that it doesn't make one weak. So we both grew in our friendship and as individuals. When we realized that the reason we were having a lot of fights was because none of us would want to admit when we went wrong. It made us to be more considerate towards one another. It made us to be able to actually tell each other that, okay, you did this particular thing and I didn't like it. And so we were able to avoid getting back into that dynamic of petty and regular fights.
Tell me how it used to be when you had those days and weeks of not speaking to each other. How did that used to feel for you?
At the let's say the first 3 days, I would still be really okay. Let me just say, yes, the first 3 days, I'll still be really angry at her and still be waiting for her to, come forward and just apologize. And then when it keeps on stretching to a week and some days, I would be waiting for her, like, doesn't this girl, am I the only one that is missing her company? And obviously, I wouldn't want to admit that I was missing her. So I would be feeling like it can't be only me that this friendship means so much to, that not talking to you for 3 days, it would really, make me to be down in the dumps. And eventually, when we would come to apologize and reconcile, I'll find out that I wasn't the only one feeling that way. She was also feeling that way, but because of pride, none of us would want to admit.
So you'll be missing her and she'll be missing you, but you'll still be going your different ways. Well, it's not strange. You've said it. That's what pride does. And it's not only you. I'm sure a lot of us have to deal with that issue of pride. And I think that would be why a lot of people find it difficult to apologize. How would you look at the effect of that experience on your ability to apologize? Is it easier for you to apologize now?
Yes, it has gotten a lot easier since that time, and I don't really I don't really keep people's wrongs to heart as much as I used to do.
I'm not able to get Dunsin back at this point because of network issues, but I'm going to use some voice notes I got from her. Have you had to apologize to anybody about anything since then?
Oh no, I've had to apologize, but sometimes because I'm getting better now, but I still kind of struggle with saying the word sorry. I'm sorry. So I usually tend to get an apology gift that would convey the words that I'm not able to say. Something I know the person likes and would appreciate and wouldn't be able to resist. So yes, that's what I would do. But I'm trying to learn how to apologize, trying to understand that it is not a sign of weakness.
Yeah, it's not a sign of weakness. Do you think it gets better? I mean, do you think it becomes easier to apologize as you do more of apology when you wrong somebody?
Oh yes, it becomes easier. You begin to realize that it doesn't actually take anything away from you. It just saves you weeks worth of misunderstanding and avoiding each other.
So I think I feel happy for you that you're realizing it early and working towards dealing with it, tackling it, because getting a gift will not always solve it. That word, sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did so, 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 and so. I'm sorry I hurt you by saying this or by doing that. Very, very important, as you have said. It's very important to use that word, sorry, to apologize when you have wronged someone and make the apology specific. I'm sorry I wronged you in doing so, 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 so. I'm sorry about so, 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 so. And who knows, sometimes not apologizing can lead to complete breakdown of relationship. You don't want that happening. Apology can become a habit. The more you apologize to people when you're wrong, the easier it becomes. She's talked about apology gifts. I don't mind those. Can't wait for the next time you would offend me. I can't wait so that I can get those apology gifts. But the fact is, there is nothing that can replace that I am sorry. So go on and render the apology as quickly as possible. It saves you days, weeks, years of hard feelings and saves your loved ones the same. I hope you've enjoyed Johnson and I today, and you are going to share this video with others. And also, get your copy of Three is Not a Crowd. The link will be in the description and phone numbers too. Thank you for coming today, and I hope to see you in my next video. Till then, bye.